Nerd alert, but it's also fun. I am doing a thing for my off-road series. It's not a music reaction. It's just different stuff to sort of spice things up once in a while. They're quick-hitting things. YouTube suggests a lot of stuff. You know, you're on YouTube, and you know they suggest a lot of things. But I'll look at the shorts just to see if there's something cool. Maybe it's a kid laughing. Maybe it's a pet doing something, whatever. And this is of a liftoff of a 30 Raptor. I don't know what the 30 stands for, or if it's a typo, but 30 Raptor engines liftoff, Starship flight, something or other. But I love these things. I would have worn my James Webb Space Telescope hat, but I left it upstairs and I'm all mic'd up, so I'm not. But we're just going to watch this liftoff. But let's watch this. That's water vapor, you see. Already, where you see that thing, it's probably doing about 200 miles an hour, and it looks like it's standing still. The acceleration's ridiculous. I'll watch these things forever, man. And I'm also contemplating like the size of space and what they're finding out there, and that E equals mc squared. The c is the constant, which is the speed of light. But the speed of light, like a light year, light travels about 6 trillion miles in a year, and the universe itself, as far as we understand what it is, now they're theorizing is something like 90 billion light years from like one side to the other. But galaxies are traveling faster than the speed of light. They're redshifted and moving further away from us, and that's not supposed to be able to happen. Something with mass is not supposed to be able to move faster than the speed of light. So according to our theories. But of course, everybody's been trying to prove Einstein's theory wrong and laws of motion and stuff. And there's the special theory of relativity, because there was an issue initially discovered a century ago. But when you look at a spaceship lifting off, I remember with the space shuttle, when they were sending it into space, right, at the liftoff, the tower itself was about 300 feet high. And the space shuttle, there were 7 million pounds of thrust, as I recall correctly, that would come out when it would blast off. But what I couldn't understand is, why didn't the thing fall over? How is it so evenly distributed that, the thrust so evenly distributed that it didn't sort of like fall over initially, or like when it first started to lift off? Well, that thrust was so intense that by the time the shuttle going straight up cleared the tower, it was already going 100 miles an hour. And that's how it wouldn't fall over, because it was accelerating at such a rapid rate already. But what was happening I think it was with Apollo 13, and even with the space shuttle, I think it was the space shuttle where they really discovered this, because some of the tiles that were needed for re-entry, the heat deflecting tiles that could handle like 3,000 degrees or something like that, Fahrenheit, they were blasting off. A few of them, they would be falling off. And I think what they discovered was that the fuel that was coming out of the tanks on liftoff was supersonic. And so it was creating these sonic cones and waves that were blowing off some of the tiles. And so what they did was, I think it's 500,000 gallons of water that they release to not only muffle the sound, but as soon as ignition hits, 500,000 gallons of water are released into a trough right below it. And so when you see all the smoke coming up, that's actually steam. And this stuff's just fascinating. And of course, it's mixing, I guess it's hydrogen that those things burn. And anyway, I love this stuff. So, nerd alert, nerd alert. I love this stuff. So, leave your comments. If I got something wrong, leave it in there. Some of you folks know your stuff. You studied this stuff, particulars more than I have. But it's fun to get the discussion going. There it is. So, all right, guys. Have a great day. See you on another video and blast off.